So Paul, I know that we are reaching the end of the financial year in Australia, end of migration year, and with that, a lot of new posts are arising. Everyone has an opinion on what is going to happen this new year, what changes are going to be implemented, how those changes are going to be implemented. But as a migration agent, please tell us, what kind of information should you be focused on, and when do you get the confirmation of actual change?
Yeah, so when it comes to any changes or amendments that are happening in migration, it's important to ensure that reliable resources are used, and as a migration agent we have access, or we receive those updates and information through government resources, through our professional organisations and bodies, but also through legislative changes that are done through Parliament.
You wouldn't be too concerned about initial rumours. You want people to look at those credible sites or credible information that comes directly from immigration attorneys or MORA agents, people that have got confirmed changes, rather than speculation on what might happen.
Well, yes, that's the thing. There's a lot of speculation around these changes. Migration is a very topical issue, and there is a lot of politics that's involved in it. But as migration agents and migration lawyers, we only focus on actual legislative changes, and we are provided with any updates directly from either the MARA, from the Immigration Department, and we also have information that's provided to us through our association with industry bodies and those kind of channels, I suppose.
Perfect, thank you. And with regards to these changes and the speculations around changes, in your opinion and in your view, have you ever seen such drastic changes from one immigration year to another that justify fear-mongering, if I can say that in the best sense?
It happens, but it only happens every probably decade, I would say. Look, essentially the framework of the immigration system remains the same. So all the categories of the visas do not change necessarily, or commonly don't change at all. What changes are specific requirements, or maybe some sort of amendment to, like, maybe an occupation list, or perhaps an age requirement, or even just the number of visas or gaps that are allocated to a particular visa category. But in terms of drastic or dramatic changes, that only happens few and far between. So
so people shouldn't be too worried or concerned or scared every migration year that this is the year something is going to happen that is going to take Australia off the books or out of the cards for them.
No, not necessarily. In my opinion, there's always an option, even though there are. Look, you know, it can be unpredictable at times, but that's not to say that that's the end, and that there's no option there. It can work. People tend to be concerned that the changes will always act against them, but sometimes they actually work in their own favour. So changes to legislation can be an advantage as well as potentially a disadvantage, but it doesn't mean that it remains like that for a long period.